If you're watching this right now, it's a good chance that you and I have never met face to face before. Nevertheless, you probably already know who I am and what my job is. I go by several names, none of which I've given to myself. The Dark Angel, the Angel of Death, the Grim Reaper, all of which seem to imply that I'm some evil thing that goes out and wreaks havoc and mayhem across the earth, causing plagues and famine. That's not me. I'm just someone who cleans up after the fact. This is a story of something that happened to me. It was a period in my life when I really needed to have a gut check, a soul search, if you will. There was a time when I wanted to find out who I am and what I want out of life. I've had my job forever, literally. And one day it occurred to me, that it just maybe wasn't what I wanted to be doing with my life. Maybe a long time ago I had made a bad career move. And I wanted to really think things over. And I thought, in all this time I've never once had a vacation. And I thought maybe this is what I need. Maybe I need a change of pace. And I really wanted to leave my job. But I wanted to take some time to think about it. And so I got a replacement, and I heard he was alright. He didn't carry a sickle from what I heard, but at least I was able to leave. And I went to Moab. Now it's a place that I've always wanted to go. Well, I've been there before because people do die there, and not just people. I don't just deal with people, but all aspects of life. And unfortunately, I make several trips to Moab when people step on cryptogamic soil, which is unfortunate. But being there in the Canyonlands was really just what I needed, and I didn't think about death at all, and it was just a pleasure to sit back and enjoy this beautiful country I was in. And I got to go camping for the first time ever. I had never been able to make s'mores. I had never taken the time to actually roast a marshmallow. And it wasn't just being outdoors, but the area that I was in was just beautiful. And before I left, the Sandman and Cupid, they were cracking jokes. Hey, be sure to visit Dead Horse Point, yuck yuck, which they thought was funny, and I thought it was really, just immature of them, which is to be expected with Cupid. He hasn't hit puberty anyway, but still, I went there, and it was just wonderful, just a delight to see that canyon. There is so much beauty, so much nature in that Canyonlands area. I was truly touched. I was moved. I felt privileged to be there. I felt as if I were one with it. Interestingly enough, as I was hiking through Arches National Park, I found a rock formation. They call it the Dark Angel, and I didn't see any resemblance. I don't know if it was supposed to be me or not. But while I was on that hike, I noticed people were rock climbing. I saw people playing on the rocks, and I thought, what would happen if they slipped and fell, hit their heads? What if they died? Who would be there for them? Who would be there to take care of them? And I realized at that point, as those thoughts entered my head, I couldn't leave my job. I realized I loved my job. And later on that day, I drove by the Moab cemetery, and as I looked out, I knew that my job was a part of me. And I knew that I had to end my vacation. It was at that point that I realized that for me, true happiness was in death. I was happy to visit the Canyonlands. I was happy to visit Dead Horse Point and Moab for one reason, because I got to see that thing that's on the license plates. But what was wonderful for me was not only seeing the beauty, but seeing how it affected me. Because it brought me back to the life that I love and know. It brought me back to the life that's a part of me. It brought me back to the life of death.